the NOC. It's a Natahalia outdoor center. It's got restaurants, general store. It's known for its kayaking. It's got the nature center. It's got a bunch of stuff. The trail goes right over this bridge. Another riverside bar. There's cabins up here. It's really, really pretty. It's a nice stop on the trail. No, I don't know. It's just a pretty grotto area. Yeah. There's a blue blaze down there. Oh. On December 7th, 1968, 783 feet southwest from this point, Wade A. Sutton, North Carolina Forest Service Ranger, gave his life suppressing a forest fire that you might more fully enjoy your hike along this trail. So Nancy,
Yes.
what do you think of Grassy Gap and the hike out of the NOC?
It has been a beautiful hike out of the NOC. A little bit windy, it's not been rainy, it's just that it rained earlier and so there was a lot of rain on the leaves.
Yes.
And so as the wind blew, it rained on us.
Yeah.
Grassy Gap isn't as grassy as I thought it would be.
Right. It's leafy.
Yeah.
It's a leafy gap.
And there's been some clouds, kind of foggy.
Yeah, the fog's been cool.
Yep.
Walking through some fog. It doesn't come across on the camera, but it is. There's fog going through.
The wind kind of blew what we had away.
Yeah. So, there you go.
All right.
Whoa. The birds were so noisy till we came. We are on the jump up coming out of the NOC, and we have this fabulous view of the clouds. We have been walking in clouds most of the day today. So we've been pretty spoiled with views. We've had them all along. So this is our view today. Good evening. I'm going to do a quick wrap up. People are sleeping, so I'm going to be a little quiet. We left the NOC. We left the hotel at about 9 o'clock this morning. We got to the NOC, started hiking. It was raining bad, so we just kind of hung out and waited at the NOC for it to stop. We had a long, hard walk up. We kept it easy. It was only about 6.7 miles today. It was really, really pretty. Nancy took a second fall today.
It was a hard one across the rocks. Her knee is going to be bruised a little bit, but we'll see how she does in the morning. But it should be a really good night. Rain is coming down. You can hear it on the shelter roof. We got here about 2:30, so from about 10:30 to 2:30 is when we got here, what it took to get up here. So it was a good climb. It was super pretty. Hope you enjoyed the pictures.
It's a rainy day. Pretty, but rainy. So we came around this corner and came to this tree that's coming out of the base of this rock. Part of it goes all the way there, and the other part bends out, goes to this tree. It's so weird, and then goes all the way up there. We are in the middle of doing Jacob's ladder, and it's a steep one. However, she doesn't have a pack on. Mine's super dainty. We're slack packing today, helping out those feet and those knees, and it's really nice slack packing, yeah?
It is, especially going up this incline.
Whew, it is quite the climb. Jacob, there's no kidding about your ladder. We have a little salamander. See if I can get him to move. Come here. There you go. Look at you.
Here, move your stick back.
Oh. See if I can get him going. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to move. There. He's like, I'm cold. But that's our little salamander. Hello. We're sitting here waiting for our shuttle to pick us up. We're at Yellow Creek Road. This is going to be a double day wrap up. I didn't do one last night. Yesterday we left Sassafras Gap Shelter. We'd been in the clouds all day the day before, and all night clouds came in. We had a little bit of rain, some wind that blew the rain on top of the shelter, but other than that, it was a good night's sleep. A little bit of mice, but if you shined your light, the mice would leave you alone. So we'd wake up, shine our light, and they'd go away. So not a problem. We got up, we went 6.5 miles.
I thought it was more like 7.6.
Was it 7.6? It will be in the recap.
Yeah.
It will be there. And so we did that. We hiked. It was really pretty. It was rainy. Super rainy day. We got wet. I put on my raincoat, which was really good, but the pack, I put my pack down for a snack and it got wet even with the pack liner on it. My sleeping bag got just a little bit of wet on it. So we hiked into Stacoah Gap, and at Stacoah Gap we
got a ride to the Hike Inn. Now the Hike Inn is the cutest little place. It's like a 1960s motel on the side of the road. And they have about 6 rooms.
Yeah.
And you can put 2 in a room. It's a great deal. They'll give you a ride to town to resupply and to get dinner. And then you can be gone the next day. Or we chose to stay the night and slack pack today. So that's what we did last night. We went into town, had McDonald's.
They also do your laundry.
Oh, they do your laundry too. For the price, they also do your laundry. And they were good with using the laundry detergent because we found that with Nancy's allergies, it was best to pack our own laundry detergent. So that's a comfort item that we had to bring along in the packs.
It's worth it though.
It is worth it. So we went into town, grabbed some McDonald's, and did a resupply, and then came back, and that was that day. Today, so last night, I talked to Nancy, the owner of the Hike Inn, and said, my twins graduate tomorrow from school.
So one thing to add is one of the reasons when we looked at the Hike Inn, it had said that it has Wi-Fi. And that was a key to us staying there last night, was because of Angela's twins' graduation.
So, when we got there, the Wi-Fi is pretty much non-existent, and it kicks you off. So, sorry this video is so shaky. So, as we're going along, as we're sitting there waiting to leave for resupplying dinner, I noticed that this Wi-Fi was not going to work. And I needed to find something for the twins' graduation. I didn't want to miss it. So I talked to Nancy on the way back and said, is it possible that we could stop somewhere, come back into town tomorrow in the morning to do this? And we looked at a couple places along the road about where we'd have good service and everything. And it wasn't, we found a couple places and when we got back, Nancy said, okay, I'll come talk to you about it after you guys settle and that. So about an hour later, Nancy came in and said, you know, this isn't what we do. We can't give you a ride into town, a special trip into town tomorrow. And so I was devastated, tears, and ended up trying to figure things out.
What we did was we told Nancy, don't worry about it, we'll make it work.
Yep.
We'll go find, our plan was we would go find a high point on the trail today where we could get service, and we would stream the graduation from a place on the trail. But the weather didn't look very good at all. It was supposed to rain again today, and that was a concern. If the clouds are too low, would we get any service? And so when we went to bed last night, that was the plan. We were very concerned about it, but that was our only option.
So today, this morning, we're eating breakfast, getting ready, because we were going to head out at 8:30 this morning, so then we could find somewhere that would have decent service that we could try and stream the graduation from. And one of the workers there that helps Nancy out is Hailoon. And Hailoon came in, and he picks up hikers from the trail and brings them in, and he does work around, helps Nancy out at the Hike Inn.
He was a through hiker in 2014.
Yeah. So he sat there. See if this is him. It could be him. He's slowing down.
Slowing down.
We may have to take a pause, and we're pausing.
And Hailoon's here.
Okay, so we're doing a continuation on yesterday's video. So, picking up to where we left off, we were having breakfast, and Hailoon came in, and he said, hey, I've got an option for you. I heard you need to go into town. And I said, well, I just need to find service so I can watch my kids' graduation. And he said, well, that's important. He goes, I have some things I need to pick up in Robbinsville. Do you think you could find service there? And I said, we haven't been to Robbinsville yet, but it's worth a try. He said, well, I'm going to drop some people off. When's the ceremony? And I said, well, you know, it's at 11 o'clock. And he said, okay, well, we'll leave about 10:15, and I'll take you down there. and we'll see what we can do. Well, 10:15 comes, we hop in the car, and he says that Nancy had been calling a couple places, McDonald's, said that we could sit outside for like 20 minutes if they had service, and she tried another place called the Hub. And the Hub is, they say it's a more touristy place. It's a coffee shop, burger place. They have ice cream, but they have Wi-Fi, and rumor has it that it's pretty good. So we drove down to McDonald's, and I had, 3 bars, and that wasn't bad. Went over to the Hub. I went over to the Hub, and they sat there and they said, hey, we do have Wi-Fi. You're welcome to get on it. Are you the one that called? And I said, no, that Nancy from the hike-in had called, and she said, oh, okay, perfect. They gave me the password to the Wi-Fi, and it was the strongest Wi-Fi I have had on the whole trail. Absolutely the strongest. So we ordered some hot chocolate, and we sat outside, and I used my phone and FaceTimed the family, and Nancy's phone, we streamed it, the live stream that they were streaming, so we were able to watch graduation and have hot chocolate, and I got to see my family and the girls all in their graduation. I got to watch them run across the school together. They wouldn't have been able to graduate together on a normal ceremony, but they were arm in arm. It was neat. I was super blessed that they were able to do that for us, and that we had such good reception. Anyway, so we took our pack with us down there, so because we'd stop at Stacoah Gap on the way back, and so Hyloon dropped us off at Stacoah Gap, and we hiked in, and it was 7.2 miles or something from Stacoah Gap to Yellow Creek Road. And I just had my pack with the basic food and water for snacks for the day, and we made great time on the trail. He dropped us off about noon, 12:15, and we were at the trail at 4 o'clock. So we did some awesome hiking. Felt good not to have that pack on us, and so we got back, headed straight into town, went and got some great Mexican food in Robbinsville, got a little bit more things at Resupply, bought a cute plant and some chocolate for Hyloon, and a plant for Miss Nancy here to say thank you for doing what they could, so then I could see the twins' graduation. And then we just hunkered down for the night and enjoyed. I got permits for the Smokies. And so tomorrow morning we head out and do a short hike to Fontana Dam, and then we enter the Smokies. So yeah, here we go.
It is an awful rainy day. Just rain everywhere. Rain. Walking in clouds with rain. Thunder with rain.
Okay, today was not a lot of miles. However, we did make it to our destination, which was the Fontana Dam, Hilton. At this time, the bathrooms and showers aren't working, and neither is the solar station, which is fine. No worries. We went hiking through the rain today, and it sucked. We got downpour, thunder. We were in a thunderstorm. It was bad coming in through Fontana. So here we have, it's so great, we have our clothesline all hung up and all of our clothes, and we've been here for about a half an hour, probably an hour, after getting everything set up, and I just barely got me some lunch. It's about 3 o'clock, 3:30, and I just got lunch. So yeah, it's been a day. We had to get into our pajamas and hang up our clothes and get into some dry socks. So the my pack cover, I still get, my sleeping bag still gets a little wet, and so does the liner, which the liner's out at the moment trying to dry outside. Hopefully it's not getting too wet because we're getting more rain again. Yay! So yeah, so we're also drying out the sleeping bag and stuff. So I'm gonna probably have to get another contractor bag and redo how I put things into my bag, get rid of the separator where the sleeping bag goes in there, and just put a contractor bag in there and just stuff everything inside the contractor bag. And that will be coming out with Ron soon. So, but hopefully when we start the Smokies tomorrow, this goes away. It's supposed to be going away today, but it's still here. So hopefully we'll have a better day tomorrow. At Fontana Dam, you have access to bathroom and showers. They're closed at the moment, but there's like water here, and got trash and seating area. It's a great hiker area. They have places for tent sites up there, and then this road goes down to the shelter area. I mean, it's so green here. It'd have to be because it is so rainy. So super rainy. Service is okay here. I can't seem to get a phone call out, but I can send text messages, check Facebook posts. I need to check the YouTube channel. But yeah, you can see it's just gorgeous. I'm actually on the Appalachian Trail right now. You follow this road here up now or down if you're going Sobo. If you down here on a tree, you can see the two blazes, one on top of the other. There's a right turn where you go down before you get into that you turn off of from the shelter area. So the shelter really isn't that far off the trail. It's right there. I always heard it was a ways from the trail, but it's just a ways from the marina. So it's actually not too bad. You can see it right down there is the trail. And then you'll see the double blaze coming up here. The rain is still sprinkling. It's not as bad as it was, thank goodness. It was worse. Oh, so much worse. Our clothes the clothes are still dripping in the shelter, just trying to dry. So there's the double. You can see down below there's a blaze that says it's going to go left for those coming up the hill, and this going down the hill. And then there's the shelter. It's actually really, really cool. There's picnic areas. There's an information booth here. It's double bunked on the sides, so there's a bunk up above and the bunk down below on both sides. So it's a really big place. They've got picnic tables out there. They've got fire pits. They've got water out of a spigot. We don't even have to filter it. What is this world coming to? And then it's right overlooking the water here. The lake here, which is really, really pretty. It's just quiet. Lake area. There's benches here that you can sit. It was an open all the way through, and they closed it up because it's a little, sure, it got breezy going on through there. So yeah, there's views of the lake. We'll go over the dam tomorrow. And there's the spigot, picnic tables, trash, the fire pits down there, and the solar power up station, which has been turned off. So yeah, great spot.